and welcome to the Economic Times. This is a special series that we are doing called TV Crickonomics. So, as the name suggests, we will walk and talk about the economics around cricket on television. And of course, there's the element of brands. And of course, the way the brands capture the imagination of the cricket fan. And let's not forget, in India, not many things resonate with the audiences like a sport like cricket does. An extended cricket season is now beginning, it's unfolding. The WPL has got off to a big bang start. The IPL is round the corner, and it doesn't get bigger than that. The ICC World T20 Championship is happening in the US this summer for the first time. And Rajesh Sethuraman joins us from Mohan Clothing, better known as Blackberrys. He's also a cricket fan, and I'm sure he's looking ahead to the Cricket Fest and the opportunities that brands present. Thank you so much for joining us, Rajesh.
My pleasure.
During the ODI World Cup last year, Blackberrys was the official wardrobe partner for Cricket Live. What was the thought and the objective behind the innovative association you had with Star Sports?
Well, it started with a consumer dipstick we did earlier last year around April, May, and we reached out to close to 1,500 consumers. And during that interaction, we found one big common thread our consumers loved and were fully involved with, which is sports led with cricket. So with that insight in mind, then we started to wonder how do we leverage that insight to solve some of our challenges. And one of the key objective is to be relevant and create some awareness and interaction among young millennials, and also solve for a little perception change from Blackberries being perceived as a very formal wear brand, but we are actually very strong and casual across all occasions and categories. How do we bring this into the light of in our consumers' lives? So with these challenges and with the insight we had from our research, then of course a great opportunity presented itself, which is the biggest stage of them all, the One Day World Cup, men's SSC One Day World Cup, and we said we should not miss this opportunity. And the biggest challenge was that what do we do there? And it's easier to make a film, put it out there, and you know run it for a few times. But then we said we need to do something different. We need to do something deeper, where consumer is able to connect, and that's how the whole association with Cricket Live was born, which was probably the first time in the history of such format such an asset was created.
So that cricket or the committed cricket fan, he definitely tunes into the post and pre-match analysis. I can so imagine myself and even you as a cricket fan watching several of those shows ahead of maybe some key matches. What kind of brand and business impact Blackberries witnessed during the association with probably what is the number one sports show of this kind, Cricket Live?
With the highest number, something like 550 million for the overall World Cup, plus I think Cricket Live show itself garnered around 320 odd million viewers. So with such numbers, of course, the impact was very visible. So our total awareness went up by almost 50%, and we also had a great jump in our search trends. Our traffic went up as well in our blackberries.com website, and a lot of excitement interaction because this was a 360-degree activity we did, not just about the show. We took this into our stores across across 350 stores, over 200 plus cities. So with all of it put together, we had a huge recognition among consumers. They loved it. Of course, the fraternity loved it, and we were able to connect with the consumers very uniquely, where we were able to leave a very positive, memory of Blackberries. The biggest factor in the whole thing is what we did with the association. So when a brand is able to actually go deeper into a partnership like this, where the product itself was visible, really in everyday, in almost in every match, in all the shows, that made a big difference. In fact, consumers came into stores asking for that jacket, that merchandise into many cities. So then we had to actually wait for the match to start. The look, the style of the day was then replicated in all 350 stores within 2 hours of the match, and
Mhm.
was also uploaded on our website to enable consumers see what was happening for the day. So you can imagine the excitement, a lot of love for cricket reflecting in the brand. So I think it was a win-win, and it was unique as well as went deeper with the product and touched both the objectives we wanted to solve for. So yeah, it was good.
Super. That sounds so. So just to let the viewers know, cricket experts and legends, the ones who were on Cricket Live, they donned the Blackberry clothing on all days of the World Cup across feeds and shows, as I remember.
Right, right.
How did that unfolding that association help you actually drive traction to your marketplaces online, and you mentioned 350 stores as well.
Yeah. So when we sat on the planning table and we said, these are the key challenges, and this is the biggest stage of them all. And if you have to differentiate ourselves, make it unique, and also a bit of fun and excitement for consumers, what do we do? And that's how we came up with this whole wardrobe partnership, and done for the first time. And of course, both Star Sports as well as Blackberries haven't done before something like this. So it
Mhm.
was a roller coaster journey for almost 35 days. So it started with Star Sport had to set up a wardrobe in near the studios. So you can imagine it was they had to buy wardrobes and set it up, and every day it was a bit of action, multiple studios, multiple people, and we had on board a lot of stylists, our own stylists, etc. So full of action. So when all of this happened, when the reality of the show was live on the screen, all the efforts really paid for it. Icing on the cake is that the players or the hosts who were part of the show, when I met them in some of the occasions, they loved the product. In fact, some of them are already our consumers in multiple cities. They walk into our stores, they consume our products even today because they love the quality of it, the fit of it. So it's not just about the consumers, even the people who are part of the show, in fact, started to participate with the brand. They really liked both the product. And I mean, all of this just started up to the whole excitement.
Look sharp. That's what you've been focused on. So I guess that caught the imagination of the people. I was also looking at the numbers for premium audiences, and the ICC ODI World Cup on HT was watched by nearly 100 million people. That is a staggering number for brands aiming to reach the premium viewers. So for Blackberries, how did it manage to seize the opportunity to reach out to these premium audiences and give us a sense of what did it do to the rub of the brand for that premium segment?
No, a great question. It is very important that we resonate well with the audience we would like to speak to. And this show, one, had the numbers, of course. It had now created the history in terms of numbers. And second, when we are reaching out to premium audiences, it's also important that as a brand, how do we connect with them and resonate with them? So it's a combination of both reaching out as well as making sense for them. So I think in both ways, this partnership worked out very well. One, of course, such a large number, 100 million, as you say, base is a very large number, and we could see the rub off in terms of the premium premium audiences spending that much of time. I think close to 15% additional time spent on the website when we saw the traffic data on our website, as well as the revenue impact on the offline business during that period was pretty much visible. However, the qualitative factor of this is that the likability of the content we created, the resonance of that content when we did a post evaluation for this, it was 90%. So quite a bit of resonance. They were able to understand what the brand was communicating, and the likability of the content was very much there. And the objective we had around being relevant for younger millennials, as well as to bring alive that Blackberries is actually a wardrobe partner in a man's life in India. So that came through. So that way, I think it was a great experience for both consumers as well as for the brand.
The WPL has started and we'll head into IPL very soon. What does it mean for the brand and the way it reaches out to the consumers? We've already seen some great matches for the WPL.
Oh, WPL, I mean, it's an exciting time ahead in cricket. I think India being a cricketing nation, it's got one more big stage created for them, and WPL, we're already seeing huge support happening in the stadiums, and I'm quite excited as a cricket fan to see our women heroes coming up there and showing the way. So I'm sure it's gonna make a lot of newer opportunities for brands to reach out to consumers. Looking at the numbers of women audiences in World Cup, that itself has grown exponentially. And with an event like something like a WPL, it's going to only shape up a newer territory, newer opportunities for brands to make meaningful, associations with their audience. I think WPL is great. I mean, I'm happy that the way it's happened and the way it's launched, the way it's being happening in the grounds online. It's great. I love it.
Just one final question, Rajesh, and this is a memorable event for India, and it involves an apparel, not a particular brand. This is July 2002, India versus England at Lord's. Kev and Yuvraj, they help India reach that momentous 325. And you remember that last moment when sort of they expect some Blackberry fan to do that someday?
Oh yeah, yeah. Why not? I mean, I mean, we would love to see that in our attire, and I mean, what a moment that was. Uh, I mean, the moment you narrated, I can literally bring it in my eyes. I mean, fantastic occasion, and see, for brands, I think more than advertising or media investments, it's also very important that we're able to connect to the emotions of the Indian cricket fans, and that's the that's the win a brand could look forward to beyond all the other efforts. If a brand is able to meaningfully associate and be part of that emotion, I guess that's a win.
Okay, hope we get many occasions like that during IPL and hopefully during the ICC T20 World Cup, we get finally to
Yeah,
win
and
that.
I'm sure with India, the way India is set up now, I'm excited and confident that we are going to make it to the finals and hopefully see the trophy in our hands again. So look forward to the July event, and we are quite excited about it.
Thank you so much for taking out the time, Rajesh. Wonderful speaking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.